Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Always Driven Podcast. I have recorded this multiple times because the first time I recorded it, I actually lost the file. The second time I recorded it, wait, no, is this the third time? I think it's the third time. Third time's a charm, right? Anyways, the second time I recorded it, I wasn't genuinely in it, and it made me kind of sad because I really wanted to be in the episode, and I actually filmed and recorded that episode on the day of my birthday, and I really wanted it to come out sooner, but I guess it wasn't meant to be, and I didn't release it because I genuinely didn't like it. I think I released like one reel of a clip of me talking about the podcast, but I didn't release the whole video, so that will not be seen. This is going to be my third attempt at recreating the message that I'm trying to get across, okay? I felt like the episode that I was recording on my birthday was more thought through and less of a conversation with myself. And I wanted it to be genuine, and I wanted it to feel like I'm having a conversation with myself and you guys. That brings us to today of this episode titled The Turning Point. I've been trying to get this message across in so many different ways, and I feel like I've been trying to do the podcast for this exactly. It's not hard for me to pinpoint it. I think it's hard for me to get the message across because the last episode that I did record, I didn't like, girl, be for real. I didn't like the fact that I was trying so hard to be careful with my words, in a sense of I was talking about people that I wasn't happy with or they did me wrong, and I was like being super nice about it. And I'm like, realistically, fuck that bitch. Like, I try so hard to still protect people that are no longer in my life, and I'm over it. That's what this podcast is about. It's about me expressing the way I feel, telling my truth, and sharing all of this stuff with you guys. Also, if you're not watching the episode, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, I just wanted to let you know that I have a squishmallow on my lap. You can't see it, but if you do watch the YouTube video, you can see it. It's a big squishmallow. It was $11 on Walmart. It is a banana. It's a banana squishmallow. And I think this is like a furry one. It's called a Fuzzamallows. Never had one before. I'm a squishmallow queen, but I've never had a fuzzy one. Her name is Junie. We have Junie joining us today. She won't talk much, but she is very pretty to look at. So if you're watching this, you can see how yellow and amazing she is. If you're not watching this, go watch it. So as you can see in the title, and as I mentioned before, this is actually called The Turning Point. This podcast is going to be strictly about how, not very strictly because my ADHD brain goes all over the place. But anyways, it's going to be about the turning point and how I got to where I am today, what changed, triggers, trauma, events, all that stuff, all wrapped up in a little nice box with a bow on it and sprinkling some tears, maybe. I did cry the first time I recorded it because I was talking about some sad things, which we will get into. But the second one I didn't, because I think I cried it all out in the first one. So we'll see how this goes because it's been a while since I've recorded both of those. If you were to look at me and ask me, why did you create the podcast? What got you into fitness? How did you get into cars? There are so many different answers for so many specific things that happened in my life. And I think a couple things that happened really changed me as a person. And I want to share that with you guys because there are so many people out there that have had traumatic things happen to them. I know I'm not alone when I say that we've all been through some shit, right? But it's how you let that change you and affect you as a person that'll either better you or keep you the same and bitter and victim mentality. There are a few things that come to mind when I think about exactly where my turning point has changed, what brought me here today with my podcast, with me owning 3 cars, with me living on my own, with my content. I recently haven't been producing as much content because now I have two jobs. Life has been really busy, especially with all the holidays. If I had somebody here and I was really interested to see what happened in their life to get them to where they are today, because I know a lot of content creators out there. I have some really amazing women in the automotive industry and just in the content creation space and just in life in general that they are super women. They are just so strong. They handle everything with grace. They are so beautiful on the inside and out. And I know what it takes to build that strong woman. It just doesn't happen because everything was beautiful in your life and it was all rainbows, sunshines, and butterflies. Like, that's bullshit. You do not build a strong woman off of a peaceful, blissful life. At least none that I've met. The strongest women are the ones that go through the most shit. Now, there are many things that have happened in my life. We're not going to be able to get to all of those today, but we will start somewhere. I will say that two major things that pop up into my head when I think about what has changed me and what flipped a switch in this ADHD little noggin. And two things happened in 1 year. I believe it was 2022. And my grandma had passed away and I ended a 2.5 year relationship with someone that I thought was going to be my forever. Think again, bitch. Incorrect. I went through a lot that year and it made me so fucking strong. And I'm grateful. If I were to have lived through that again, if I had the choice to go through all of it again, knowing the outcome of the heartbreak, I would do it. Yeah, it's been a while since I recorded this, so a bitch is getting emotional. It's fine though. It's fine. I'm crying by myself. Technically, currently right now, but you're listening, so I'm not by myself. Anyways, I was living my little life in 2022. I was going through the motion. In 2022, I was still a content creator. I was still doing things, but I was heavily restricted on the content that I could produce at the time. So I wasn't producing much. I had a car that was broken and I didn't fix it. So it was mostly just sitting there. And I basically had to censor myself in what I could post or what was allowed by my partner at the time. So if you saw that era of me not posting shit, that's why. And I thought it was just me respecting my partner. Turns out that's wrong. I lost my grandma. She was the glue to our family, as many grandmas are, and I'm so grateful and blessed to have experienced such a loving grandma, or even a grandma. I had two grandmas, so I'm really grateful for their love. They've shown me a lot of love that I aspire to be when my family grows. So I'm super blessed, but I did lose both of them. One of them was in 2022, and that really affected me because I was older. My first grandma passed away when I was 17. She passed away before my graduation, which was really rough. And when she was in the hospital, we didn't expect the outcome that happened, but it happened. And losing a grandparent is not easy. I didn't bring tissues because I was like, you're not going to cry. Don't be a little bitch. Get back in there. Anyways, so losing my grandma, my whole family was in shambles. It affected the family in multiple different ways, emotionally, physically. A lot of stuff happened, and it was a little bit of an earthquake in the family that shook everything up. And then my sister, Sam, who some of you may know, she was dragging me to the gym and was like, let's go to the gym. Like, come try this gym. I didn't have that membership. I actually had another membership at LA Fitness, and I was paying for like years and I never went. I just had the membership and I never canceled because I was like too scared to go in and be like, cancel my membership. I want to quit the gym. If you've seen Friends, you know what I mean. So I was too scared to cancel, and then I ended up having to cancel because I got a new membership. I'm not going to pay two memberships. I'm not doing that. So I went to Fitness 19 with Sam, and they sat me down. They talked to me. They set me up for a training session, which is a free welcome session when you do sign up at Fitness 19. FYI, if you're interested in signing up, you can get a free training session for an hour. So I went ahead and did that. Sam was like, don't do it. They're going to get you on training. And I said, no, they're not. No, they're not. Like, I'm a strong woman. I can say no, right? Duh. Turns out I can't. And the girl there was super nice. She ended up becoming my trainer for over a year. And I literally fell in love with the gym. It was my peace. It was a lot going on in my life that I just felt like it was a really good outlet for me. I took it so seriously. I started eating chicken, rice, and broccoli every single day. I was so strict on myself. And then I started getting into fitness. I wanted to post fitness videos, and my partner at the time didn't want me to post certain things about myself, aka my body. I'm just going to say it. He didn't want me to post my body online, especially when it came to fitness, of me like trying to show off my growth and all that. If you see my page now, you see that I am a free bird. I can do whatever I want. I post my growth on there. I work hard for it. So yeah, I'm going to show it. And I wasn't allowed. So I finally, after 6 months of fighting and battling my mind of, should I end it? Should I not? What if I can make it work? What if I can't? Blah, blah, blah. All this back and forth, back and forth. I was already out for 6 months. And I was just like, you know what? This is it. I'm done. Ended the relationship there. Obviously, that was really heavy on myself, on my heart, with just losing a grandparent, just losing a relationship, because a lot of people don't realize that just because the person is still alive, you losing somebody, you're still grieving them. And I had to learn how to grieve two people that I loved dearly. And it was hard. I didn't know what to do besides go to the gym and just work on myself physically. I then at that time decided to do 75 hard, which is a mental and physical challenge for you to basically learn discipline and really show what you're capable of. 75 hard, you basically do the challenge for 75 days. And I hope you get inspired by this, because I was genuinely inspired by this when my coworker suggested it to me. I was so intimidated and I was like, there's no way I can do this. There's no way I can do this. So I kept kind of throwing it on the back burner for a bit. And then I was like, you know what, Daniela, like, let's do it. And I'm so grateful for her because she helped me. We did it together and we completed 75 hard. So basically for 75 days, you drink a gallon of water, you work out twice a day, one inside, one outside for 45 minutes. Doesn't matter the weather at all. I was literally running in the rain. I was out at 5 a.m, jump roping, just doing yoga when I was on my period because your girl was struggling on Shark Week. Yes, it was rough, but we still went out and we did some movement. I got a bike, so I was cycling inside, doing yoga outside, stretching, just a bunch of things that I was doing. And I realized how many excuses I was making for myself by saying I didn't have time, I couldn't do it, blah, blah, blah. So you have to stick to a diet. So drink a gallon of water, work out twice a day, 45 minutes each. You have to read 10 pages of a nonfiction self-help book and no alcohol and stick to a diet. I don't think I'm missing anything else, but I did add journaling every single day because that was something that I was really working on, expressing myself in a healthy manner. And I would always choose to read either on the treadmill or before bed. And I would journal right before bed and really try to make sure that I wasn't doing a lot of screen time, because I realized that me holding my phone at night with the blue light just in your face was just not good for my mental health. It made it harder for me to go to bed. And also having my phone next to me is the worst thing for me. I have to have my phone on a table in order for me to get up, because if not, I'm snoozing that alarm. And it's not even intentionally. I be doing it in my sleep. I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up. I don't even know. I wake up and I'm like, shit, I missed my alarm. And then I realize I did it in my sleep and I didn't even realize. I turned them all off. Yeah, I'm talented. I'm a really heavy sleeper. So moving on, I locked in so much within that year of just finding love for myself again. Like I said, my past relationship that I ended was so toxic. It was bad. It was to the point where, like, yes, we posted each other on social media. We made it seem like we were the perfect couple. Oh my God. Like, I didn't intentionally try and trick anybody on social media. I just thought I was protecting my partner by not expressing how sad I was, how they did me. I never told my family. I told my sister some things, but when I did, my partner at the time would get mad and say, "Why are you telling other people? You're making me look bad." No. If you have to keep everything private because it's making you look bad, sweetheart, you just look bad because you're doing bad shit. It's not because I told them at all. I just think it's funny looking back now. It's just like, I really let this little man talk down to me. Like, be so for real. I was taller than him. And some of you, it's so funny because like some of you have followed me for years and some of you actually know who it is. So if you know, you know. If you don't, I'm sorry. I'm not name dropping, but I am just telling my truth. So if you want to do your research and figure out who it is, go for it, boo-boo. Go for it. I I am now, FYI, in a loving relationship. I love my man so much. He has showed me what true love is and how much I deserve to be loved and cared for in different ways. And I think I was tricked and manipulated to feel like that's what love was. You respect your partner by doing this. You abide by their rules. I didn't know love was you taking your first trip to Mexico with their family for a wedding and them threaten to kick you out and say that they don't care what happens to you. I literally flew there, sir, for you and your family. And you want to kick me out and then not care what happens to me? I was terrified. It was my first time in Mexico. Okay. Actually, technically not my first time, but like legit in Mexico. Like took a flight there. Because I've been to TJ before. But yeah, last time I checked, that's not love. So don't let them trick you. It was so hard for me to find love again in myself. And I feel like I gave that person so much power to abuse and to manipulate and to just take hold of me however they so pleased. And it was so hard for me to walk away because they cried. They made it seem like, oh my God, I'm going to change. I promise you, we can fix things, blah, blah, blah. And of course you feel bad. Like again, the manipulation, it makes you feel so fucking bad that I don't like to give up on people. I am that person that'll find the shittiest person and be like, I still believe in you. I still have faith in you. I think you're a good person. And I'm not saying they're a bad person, but they did some bad things to me. And that's just my experience. Now, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I was ever perfect in that relationship, but it also brought a side of me out that I was not proud of. I was not proud of being who I was in that relationship. I would get angry too. And we were just not good for each other. And that's okay. And I had to learn the hard way. So between losing my grandma, losing my partner, losing myself, it was a rough year that I had to either let myself keep falling and keep digging a hole, or lock in and love myself and find that within myself. And I decided to find that within myself. And I don't even think I was looking as hard. I think it was just the things that I was doing ever so slightly, like little things. So one thing that I always do is I take my future self into consideration. I meal prep for myself. I feed that girl. I feed future Marissa. I make sure she's good. You want a snack? I know you're going to want a snack. You're going to have snacks right here. I'm going to give you a good, healthy little snack. I'm going to make sure you're fed. Because if you don't, you're going to eat junk food. You're going to go and you're going to buy some fucking McDonald's because it's so good. It's so good. And if you tried the Grinch meal, oh my God, the Grinch meal. Okay, yes, I'm a big bag. I grew up with fast food. Leave me alone. I love snacks and treats, and I always wanted to take care of myself in a healthier way. So it's like, okay, I can find these little alternatives. I can find this. I can change it to this. Instead of using this, I'll use this sweetener. All of these alternatives make a difference, and not even just your physical health, but also your mental health, because it prevents crash outs, your dopamine hits, all that stuff. It's just super important to take care of yourself in other ways that will better future you. I am so proud of where I'm at right now. Now, am I 100% happy? No. Will I ever be? No, because life isn't that way. You're not supposed to ever be 100% happy. Life is about balance. If I were to have gone through that relationship again, if you were to sit here and ask me to go and relive that relationship with my ex, I would say sure. Even though I know it ended shitty. You want to know why? Because I learned so much from it that I'm able to appreciate and love my new partner that much more. It has taught me so much that I'm grateful. And I've said that to their face. I am so grateful. I'll say it now. If you're watching Boo Boo, I'm grateful for you. Okay? I am grateful. You were a piece of shit, yes, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you were. It was just a lot that happened in 1 year. And again, you can either be the person that victimizes themselves, or you can be the person that changes and alters your future. And I know it's hard to choose that path. It really is, because you can be bitter, you can be petty, you can just live in it and just dwell in it, or you can fight and be better. I read so many books, and I owe it to Jay Shetty. I love his podcasts. If you haven't seen or listened to his podcast, it's on Spotify. It's called On Purpose. That's actually the first podcast the first self-help podcast that I really dove into and learned so much from, that I decided to open up another door and start reading a bunch of self-help books. Also because I had to, because I was doing 75 hard. But the main book that I really did like was Jay Shetty's 8 Rules of Love. That one is such a good book. If you are trying to find love in yourself, if you are just leaving a relationship, if you, in general, if you want to find love within yourself again, read 8 Rules of Love. It is such a good book. It teaches you how to give yourself love and accept the love that others have given you. What is that noise? Sorry, something made a noise. Yeah, it's just a really good book. And also another good self-help book by Jay Shetty is Think Like a Monk. That one is so good. I could give you recommendations on books the whole podcast episode, but we're not going to do that, okay? If you are interested, I do have my Amazon storefront linked. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I don't use it that often. I have my Amazon storefront linked on my Instagram, which also has all of the books that I have read for self-help. So if you're interested, go check that out. It is such a good way to feed your brain and better your mental health, honestly. Also, just go touch some grass. Genuinely. If you're bitter, go touch some grass. At that point, when everything had happened. Even before then, I was just put in such a dark spot where I just felt like I needed to be a new person. I didn't know who I was. I feel like I lost myself at that time. And I wanted to be someone that made my family proud. And I've never doubted that. I've never doubted that I don't make them proud because they've always really been supportive of literally everything that I do. And I'm super grateful. But I just want more for myself. And it's a battle. I think that's one thing that I still don't understand is it a good, healthy thing or is it like a trauma response? Your girl, I need to go to therapy. That's one thing that I need to do. Not in a way of like, I'm fucked up, but like in a way of just like, I have so many things that I try to work through on my own. It would just be nice to have somebody else's opinion of like alternate ways I can try and resolve things because I'm not a professional. I just do things based off of what I logically think is right and or in the heat of a moment. So I always try to outperform myself. I'm super competitive with myself and I just want to make my parents proud. I want to be a provider for my family. I just every single time I have an opportunity to make money, it's like never no for me. And I'm very creative. I just try to do a bunch of things to make ends meet in a way. And I was struggling so much when I was younger. I was making money, but I think I was spending it stupidly. And I'm just trying to be better. I'm way better with my financial state now. If you didn't see, I just bought a new truck. I got the 2025 Toyota 4Runner. I'm super proud of myself because that is the first big girl purchase that I've ever made. And I'm super grateful because I did have my dad helping me. He's bought so many cars before in the past. So he was there by my side, helping me all the way. And I'm grateful for my boyfriend as well because he actually went with me and we were at the dealer waiting and getting everything done. And I'm just super blessed that I was able to even have the opportunity to be able to get this car because now I have 3 cars. I still have the Fiat. Yes. Yes, I still have the Fiat. I still have the Evo. So life's a bit of a struggle. I'm paying insurance on 3 cars right now. It's not a struggle because like I'm still able to live my life. And I think that's really what I want. Like I just don't want to live a life with restrictions. I want to just, if I want to go eat, I want to go eat. If I want to go grab a drink, I want to go grab a drink. Like if I want to go and I mean, I'm not catching flights, that type stuff, but I am making a lot more content now. Life just has been a little bit more hectic with all of that. But once the new year comes and the holidays end, I know I'm going to lock back in and I just cannot wait. I've been lacking when it comes to fitness recently because like I said, I did get a second job. I am now a fitness trainer and it has been so amazing to be able to help other people. I love that job, but it takes so much time away from me that I can't do certain things. I'm literally working from 7 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. on 4 days out of the week. So it's a lot. I get tired, but we're still pushing through. This is something that I do enjoy doing. So it's not like it's that much more work. It's just, it could be draining. Even though you enjoy doing it, doesn't mean that it's not draining. So I am blessed because all of this stuff happened and I locked in and I took all of that negative stuff and I made it something. I was told so many times in my past relationship to go to the gym, to work out. I didn't want to. I don't like being told what to do. I'm a Scorpio. Scorpio queens. You understand. You tell me what to do, I don't want to do it. Period. I have to find it within myself to want to do it. And I did. And I did things the right way. And I'm so proud of the way that I handled things and the way that I carried myself through all of it. And now I'm just 2 years later, finally ready to sit here and tell my story. And it was rough to sort through all of that and not blame myself. I am so hard on myself that I just blame myself for everything. And I think it was hard for me to just feel loved again. Even when I was dating my new partner, he had understood because obviously he had gone through some things as well. And he was so patient, so kind, so understanding. And that was something that I had never experienced before. And it made me appreciate it so much more. For years, I was put in this box. And it's so funny because when I first met my old partner, I was content creator. I was posting on social media. They actually got me into YouTube and I was putting myself out there. And they knew that. But as soon as we got together, slowly things changed. And it was like, you can't post certain things like this. You can't do this, or you shouldn't do that, and blah, blah. So I was put in such a box of things that I could and couldn't do, what I could wear out, what I couldn't wear out, who I was allowed to go out with, what time I needed to be home. My life was so strict that I just thought, okay, I'm respecting my partner. This is something new for me. I'm respecting my partner. This is just how life is going to be, and I'm just going to own up to it. And it's more traditional than I'm used to, but sure. And so I did all of that because that's what I thought what love was. If you're listening to this and you're relating to this in any way with a current partner, I'm so sorry that you're going through this, because it's not just for women, it's for men too. Men go through a lot of things that they don't speak up about their partner as well. And I'm just saying this in a general sense. Whoever you are, if you're relating to this, it's not healthy. I promise you. You may think that you're respecting your partner. You may think that this is something good and it might work one day, and you're just holding on to that one strand of hope. Please, please leave. I promise you it will hurt, but you can get through it. You just need to believe in yourself and find that love within yourself. I promise you, it'll get better. And I sit here and I tell this story, not for pity, not for anybody to like go and attack them and, say anything to them. I say this genuinely because I want to share my story that could possibly help somebody else. I feel like a lot of people don't speak up with this because they're embarrassed, they're ashamed, they're scared. It's all of those things, but you're not alone. We go through these things, and we can go through these things together if we just share our story. One thing that I heard is I was watching a video and they said, don't be selfish. Share your story because you can help somebody else. And that made me think like, wow, I love to yap on my stories. And so many of you come up to me telling me like, I love watching your stories. I just sit there and I'd be like chatting it up with you and like, oh my God, period. Yes, pop off. And I just think it's so cute because it's like, I say these things and I don't really think that it's going to affect people that much, but it does. And I'm so glad because I want it to affect you in a positive way. I never want to sit here and shame you. I never want to sit here and talk shit in any sense of or form or way at all. I'm just doing this because I want to share my story so that possibly it can help you if you're in a situation like this. And if you're not yet, maybe I pray that you never get into a situation. And if you're not in a situation like that, who knows? You could come across someone like that in the future. And I'm just here to protect you, sweetheart. That's what I'm here for. Doing the Lord's work. You know what I mean? I think that I need to learn, and possibly you need to learn, if you relate, to give yourself more grace. And I just posted something like this on my story where I was just so overwhelmed with life and just kind of venting. And I love to do that on my stories because, like I said, everybody expects content creators to just have it all together and just be so poised and perfect and nothing goes wrong when that's not the case. I constantly, not constantly, but I have breakdowns and I get into content ruts. I just kind of question myself. I kind of think maybe I should just stop posting content. And then something happens where it makes me believe, where someone will reply to my story and be like, I've been watching you for years. And honestly, like, you motivate me and you inspire me. And that's literally the sweetest thing that you can do to me and say to me, because it means the world. Even like the smallest little thought of a comment in a positive way is just so sweet to me. And I always try to respond to stuff like that. In the past, I mean, obviously I've been growing with my social media and stuff. So when I was actually in my past relationship, I believe I was around 20,000 followers on Instagram. And it's not always about the numbers, but it did literally tell me, wow, I 100% did the right thing. Because as soon as we broke up, I was posting the content that I wanted to post, the things that I wanted to put out in the world. And I instantly went from 20 to 50,000. And I was like, this is such a sign that I'm doing the right thing. I know things can be scary. God, I'm such a weenie. Things can be scary. Well, get it together. But do it scared. Literally do it scared. Be uncomfortable. You don't grow in comfort. The most fun I've had is honestly taking myself out by myself. I've been to dinner. I've been to the movies. I dated myself after that relationship, because after that relationship ended, I was going out with boys that didn't value me, boys that didn't care about me. I literally picked up the tab and they didn't care that I paid the full tab, like that, like those type of boys. You know what I mean? And in my head, I'm like, I'm just being nice, blah, blah. And I'm like, boy, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Anyways, if you are attracting the wrong people, the wrong vibes, the wrong energy, I think that genuinely it's a really tough pill to swallow, because I understood that for the longest time. I didn't have friends, like genuinely didn't have friends. Yearbook senior year, I didn't buy the yearbook. You want to know why? Because I didn't like anybody from high school. Everybody was so rude to me. I literally senior year would eat lunch by myself. One time I ate it in the restroom. Like, that's how down bad I was. But I didn't blame everybody else. I looked at myself after years and years of, why don't I have friends? Why don't I have friends? Oh my God, maybe I'm the shitty friend. Maybe I'm the shitty friend. And I'm sorry if you are listening to this and I was a shitty friend to you, because I didn't know what it took to be a good friend. I grew up in a different setting, and I am now doing all of the hard work to learn what it takes to be a good friend, a good girlfriend, all of that stuff. And it's not easy, and it's a slow process. But as long as you have those people that are around you and understand you and are patient enough to work with you, then that's real love. Not even just in a relationship, but in friendships as well. So be kind to yourself and be very cautious of who you surround yourself with, because it could be family, it could be friends, it could be dogs, animals, whatever you want to surround yourself with. Make sure they're good people. Make sure the energy is good. Make sure they have pure intentions, because I promise you, it will make your life easier, lighter, all of it. Challenge yourself. Truly challenge yourself and sit down with your thoughts alone and just write things down. Writing things down helped me so much find out who I wanted to be and where I wanted to go, which is why I'm here with this podcast. I've been talking about this podcast forever. And I really want to give a shout out to Young One. She is she works with VW, and I was out at a VW event. I appreciate everybody from VW for inviting me, because it is a very unique experience that I get to experience, and I'm so grateful that they even considered me. She asked about me and my podcast, and I was like, yeah, I used to have a podcast, but like, I stopped that because it was with my ex-partner, and she was like, well, why don't you do a podcast? And I was like, I'll think about it. And that is the day where I took it and ran with it, because I just kept thinking about it. What would I name it? How would I do it? Should I use the old name? Because I came up with the old name for the podcast, by the way. And I was so scared to start this podcast because I didn't know what equipment I needed, how to put all of this together. But I learned. I was scared. I was intimidated. I was unsure. I was like, who's even going to listen to this? And for all of you 5 listeners out there, I'm just kidding. I don't even know how many people listen. If you're listening and you made it this far into the episode, thank you. I just want to say thank you, because it's been a journey. If you've been supporting me for years, a day, 2 seconds, if this is your first time listening to a podcast episode of mine, to be fair, I don't have many, but if this is your first one, thank you. I appreciate your time. And I truly hope that something from this episode did help you in any way, shape, or form, whether that's spark a light inside of you, motivate you, inspire you, or whether it made you angry at your ex. Like, whatever it did, thank you for listening, because you supporting me helps me create more for you. And that's genuinely that's genuinely what, oh my God, I can't spoke. That's genuinely what I love. I love being able to create content for you guys, and I'm a yapper certified. I think that's it for this episode. I did touch on a few good topics. I didn't want to get too much into detail, but to wrap things up and the basic gist of it, love yourself. Put all of that negative energy and negative trauma that happened to you and make it positive. Don't let that beat you down. Don't let those people win by seeing you fall. Be successful in your own ways, whatever that means to you. Be successful with your family. Be successful financially. Be successful, famous, I don't know, an actor, whatever you want to be. Just do it for you and put that love back into yourself as much as those other people you think deserved it. Because all of that negative stuff can grow and blossom into something beautiful. And I truly believe that, because I did that for myself. Granted, I'm not perfect. Granted, I still have a lot more growing to do, but I'm watering myself, and I bloom sometimes, and I feel like right now I'm hibernating. What do you call a flower that's not in bloom? Like the flowers that are closed, you know what I mean? Closed flower not in bloom, whatever you call those. That's me right now. But I'm still watering that hoe. She's still getting some sunlight whenever the sun's out. And best believe she's going to grow. She's going to be a rose bush. I don't think that's how it works. But anyway, so you know what I mean. Unfortunately, some people that have did me wrong did not make today's episode. But that's okay. We still have time for more episodes. So stay tuned for another episode whenever that comes out. I don't even know what the next topic is going to be. So if you do have any suggestions, please leave it in the comments, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast from. I appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you or hear you on the next one. I don't really know how that works. But yeah, bye guys. Thank you.